A grassroots group in South Halton is drawing attention to the beneficial side of insects. Why do we need to support them and how to do it? Butterfly Way Burlington hosted its annual Pollinator Habitat Garden event recently with like-minded organizations and authors who have written about the importance of this movement. Jason Trout explains.
This little bee was one of the highlights of the event. Whenever people gathered round its ground nest, the green metallic Sweatbe would pop up to see what all the fuss was about, perhaps finding this to be a good home because of the gardens nearby. It's that kind of habitat, one of the experts who was there to offer advice says can be difficult for insects to find because of the way our own habitats are structured.
Our habitats are really fragmented. We have a little bit of habitat, a meadow or a forest, and then it's divided by subdivisions or roads or cities, and the pollinators can't fly between these patches. Some of the smaller native bees can only fly, say, 500 meters before they have to refuel. So the more habitat and stepping stone habitats that we can have in between that, the better it is going to be for them.
Another way to make things better comes from understanding which plants provide the best nutrition. The co-founder of Grow Native Halton, which is a grassroots organization promoting the planting of native species, believes that education is an important component of helping pollinators.
Something that's really common, dandelions that are everywhere, it's actually net neutral for many pollinators. So bees, for example, will pick up pollen from a dandelion that are everywhere. They end up expending more energy actually taking that pollen in than they actually get back from it. So native plants are actually designed to work with our native insects, native birds populations, so that they get the most benefit out of it.
For those who aim to provide that benefit, Booth suggests there are some species that will have the most positive impact.
We have something called Keystone Species. So these are the species that have the biggest impact on the ecosystem around them. So for woody species, we're looking at things like oaks, willows, dogwoods, plums. And then for herbaceous species, we're looking at goldenrods, asters, and sunflowers. So these are going to be hosting the most amount of caterpillar species, which then go on to feed birds, and that's how the energy works its way up the food chain.
While habitat and food sources for moths, butterflies, and bees may be among the most obvious points to give our attention, there's another. An author of many books on native plant gardening is focused on municipal bylaws. Lorraine Johnson is pushing for the elimination of language that's open to subjective interpretation or speaks of aesthetics, instead pushing for clear wording based on health and safety. She cites Kingston as an example of positive change in the language and enforcement.
They've switched it around so that if someone is calling to complain about let's say a neighbor's naturalization, it's now incumbent on the person who's doing the complaint to actually name the prohibited plant, name the sightline restriction, name what the actual problem is.
Butterfly Way Burlington can be found through social media at facebook.com/butterflywayburr. Jason Trout for Halton News in Burlington.